Welcome to AlphaCars. Today we are taking the MR2 for a test drive, for another test drive on this beautiful, gorgeous spring day here in Boxborough, Massachusetts.
May I add that it's currently golden hour and we're going to be visiting one of the best spots here in Massachusetts. Actually, it's pretty well renowned on the East Coast. It's called Prospect Hill in Harvard, Massachusetts. It's next to a monastery, and it overlooks from Harvard, Mass, over Devens, Massachusetts, Shirley, Massachusetts. You can see all the way to Wachusett Mountain, which is a really good skiing spot. It's just a great place, and there's a good car culture there. There's a good motorcycle culture there, and I think this will blend in perfectly with all of that.
Yeah, this is, we have a video on this car and detailed overview. This is 100% original car with a little over 20,000 miles. Look at the MR2, lovely. Awesome looking car. And we do have a full overview of this one, but
we were thinking ahead on these years, but you can actually, it's got the iPad slot right there.
Yeah, you can fit the iPad nicely. Let's get the seat belt. Even though you're in Toyota, see how you can lower it and move it up.
This car was not made for 6 foot tall Russian Americans. Still plenty of pleasure to drive.
Very comfortable too. You get a lot of compliments on these sunglasses. Let's do a little marketing for this company.
They are actually very age appropriate for this car. They're super 80s retro Pit Viper. I think the MR2, especially with the neon orange, pinkish red side burns or side decals, I think they fit very accordingly.
Yeah, I know when we went, your younger brother borrowed them.
Yes.
I'm not sure if he told you. And when we went to a little party, there were some teenagers. They were all over these sunglasses. It feels like it has a nice torque.
It does.
What gear are you in?
I'm in 5th.
No way. It felt like you're in 3rd.
I know.
Wow.
I think it's just because of the weight of this car. On top of that, the weight distribution of this car adds to both, the torquiness factor and the fact that it's just, it corners like it's on rails.
Yeah, and the tires are nothing special as far as low profile.
These aren't high performance tires by any stretch of the imagination. They're really nice tires. They're nothing you would expect to be able to, just off of the tires, be able to grip the road like that.
And what I like about this particular car, it doesn't feel like it's a used car. The seats are nice and firm.
It's barely a used car.
Yeah.
It's not just the seats that are barely used. The entire car is barely used. Everything feels nice and tight. Everything feels pretty much like it drove off the showroom floor. It's just downshift. Really nice exhaust note from the back. This is the stock exhaust. People love to modify these. There's an amazing aftermarket, amazing car culture. There's a cult following for these of all generations. This is the W20 gen. There's the newer ones, the 06, 05. That's the ones that came with the TRD stuff from the factory. You could get TRD exhausts, TRD lips, rear bumpers, whatnot. A lot of JDM stuff too. But this car, this isn't a JDM car. This is a USDM domestic market for the US. It was made for the US. And it lived life in a garage. Somebody took care of it to the point of where they kept the original windshield wipers that it came with.
Yeah, I know.
It's truly amazing. Every little nut, bolt, piece of trim, piece of hardware on this car looks pretty much brand new. Hell, even the wing nut for the spare tire up front, even with use by people throwing luggage in there and stuff, nothing's faded, nothing's worn down. The zinc coating on it is still there. I think that's a great representation of how well cared for this car was.
Yeah.
I'd also like to demonstrate the fact that I'm currently watching our analog odometer roll over 22,190 miles. This car has driven less than like a human's average to drive in 2 years in its whole lifetime.
I guess the one part is a non-original is the radio, and it's easy to find a period correct Toyota radio, but this radio does a great job because it has the modern satellite function, it has the Bluetooth.
It's got USB on it as well as aux.
Yeah, so it's got some goodies we're all looking for, but if you want to find one, I'm sure there are plenty on eBay.
Radios are not the only thing that are easily findable for this car. I'm pretty sure you can piece an entire MR2 together just off of eBay parts, because the supply for both OEM parts as well as aftermarket parts, whether upgrades or not, they're immense. This engine was not just used in the MR2. It shares many cross-compatible parts with other Toyota platforms, and it's just in general, it's an amazing car to own from a serviceability standpoint, as well as just ease of like ownership. It's an amazing car.
I know. It's yeah, and I'm glad you touched on that, because these types of cars people are looking to buy for a couple of reasons. One would be to enjoy, and one would be the investment. So while you invest in something, you don't want to spend too much on your investment, because the cost of maintenance of your investment...
I love the shifter bushing. It's still nice and tight.
The cost of your maintenance investment can, on some vehicles, be more than the gain during the vehicle appreciation. So the MR2s and the S2000 for that matter,
yep,
but those already
both amazing clubs.
Both already peaked on the price. The S2000 already jumped on the price, but you can still do very well with MR2s as investment, because it is the car that will need minimal, if any, cost of ownership during the cost of ownership.
This is a better. I personally want to say that this is a better cost of ownership. The cost of ownership for this car is a lot less than on an S2000. The S2000s are really high revving engines, and most importantly, the people that buy them love to drive the crap out of them. Respectfully so. It's a lot harder to find a cleaner S2000 than it is to find a cleaner MR2.
Yeah, and I think at some point, very soon, MR2 would be at the same
correct
price.
Hey guys, we're back. Or not, we're back. We just made our way over to Prospect Hill. We're in the beautiful MR2. We're enjoying the view. We're enjoying the company. There's some nice motorcycles there. Anyways, the car looks beautiful in this light. The original paint on it's amazing. The whole design of it's really cool. But anyways, here's the view. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and we're gonna enjoy it.